Ndị be anyị ekene m unu. Asị m nke onye chiri ya zere. Ihe a bụ Ada Igbo ka ị na-anụ olu ya na Igbo Media n'ụbọchị nke taa. N'Igbo Media anyị na-ewetara unu ọtụtụ ozi gbasara Biafra land maka ihe na-eme n'ala Igbo na mba ndị ọzọ. Ozi nke ụbọchị nke taa si n'aka Deputy Prime Minister Ngozi ORABUEZE, otu o si ewetara anyị ọtụtụ ozi gbasara Prime Minister Simon Ekpa na ọtụtụ ihe ndị ọzọ ha na-emegasị na Finland iji wee mee ka this our Biafran struggle ka ọ bụrụ ihe nwere isi. Biko ọ bụrụ na ụbọchị taata bụ izi na-esonyere anyị n'iru akwụkwọ, biko echefuna itinyere anyị aka n'iru akwụkwọ, gwakwa anyị ihe iche na comment section and gbasakwa ozi a ka o zuo ụmụnne anyị n'ebe dị iche iche arụ. Ngwa gere ya ka ọ ha n'uju.
Thank you all for taking time out from your busy schedule to be here today. I truly appreciate your presence. Thank you, Biafrans, friends of Biafrans, the pressmen, and everyone that is watching from whatever location you are. Thank you for being part of what we do. Thank you for being part of this process. Thank you, Honorable Patricia. Thank you, Honorable Christopher, for what you do behind the scenes. I want to use this opportunity to welcome all of you here today. Let me start by recognizing and appreciating the presence of our leader, Onyedu Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you for what you do, for your resilience, for your perseverance. Thank you for your steadfastness. Thank you for being you and doing what you are doing, despite the plot, the continuous plot by the Nigerian terrorist state to continue to silence the voice of Biafrans. They have failed this time around. That is what they've been doing for the past 100 years, since 1960. They've been doing the same thing to continue to colonize the land of Biafra, not anymore. That is what Britain has allowed them and supported them to be doing, giving them the tactics, giving them the tools to continue to fight Biafra. But this time, we thank God, because those they are using are the same people we are using to destroy them this time around. So Biafrans do not be moved. Our Onyedu Nnamdi Kanu was unlawfully kidnapped from Kenya by the Nigerian state. And they lock him up in the DSS dungeon today for nothing, except he wants to stop the colonization of the Biafra territory by the Nigerian state, where Nigeria milled the oil, the natural resources of Biafrans, ship it abroad to Britain. They use it to better the life of their people, build the best hospitals for their people, build the best railways, build the best roads, internet services. While the Biafra people, where that natural resource comes from, are languishing in abject poverty without any standard hospital, no health care system, no internet services, no railway, no international airport, nothing. We have stopped it. It is our task to stop that colonization by Britain and the Fulani hegemony on the territory of Biafra land. So we thank Onyedu. We also want to use this opportunity to thank our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, who is the reason for the season. Because of him, we are where we are today. Because of him, we have secured the independence of the United States of Biafra people. Because of him, we are protecting our land every single day. Because of him, Biafrans are free people. Because of him, we have stopped the colonization of Biafra land, of the Biafra territory by Britain and the Fulani terrorists in Biafra, in Nigeria. Thank you so much, His Excellency, our Prime Minister, Obato Obie Simon Ekpa. We appreciate you. We honor you. We revere you. As many of you are aware, again, the Nigerian state, in their normal nature, colluded with Finland to take away our Prime Minister, trumped up all different frivolous charges, colluded with Nigeria in request for Finland to redeem their economic power that is already failing, their economy that is already failing by the second. How do they redeem that? They collude with Nigeria's President Tinubu and Christopher Musa. If you surrender Simon Ekpa, we will give you this Lekki contract. We will give you some contracts inside Nigeria. The Finland Foreign Affairs categorically, in all social media, openly said that Simon Ekpa is hindering the bilateral relationship between Finland and Nigeria, and they must stop that. How did they try to stop that? By arresting Simon Ekpa and tagging him a terrorist or terrorist financier or sponsoring terrorism, whatever. With the other innocent Biafrans that Finland arrested and went on a fishing expedition. At the end of the day, they discovered these are innocent Biafrans that are fighting for their freedom. We are freedom fighters. We are people that do not want to be colonized anymore. The law to stop colonization is an international human rights law. It is under the United Nations law. No people want to be colonized. And any people that are colonized, you are empowered to use everything possible to stop the colonization. That was exactly what Nnamdi Kanu did. That's exactly what Simon Ekpa did. And that is what exactly we, the people of Biafra, have done by declaring our independence on November 29, 2024 in Lahti, Finland. When over 50 million Biafrans have voted, both at home and abroad, to exit the enclave called Nigeria. And we all gathered in Finland. Over 500 Biafrans voted to exit the terrorist state of Nigeria because we are backed up by that humanitarian law, by the United Nations charters, by other organizations, including African Union charters, that said a people have the right to choose who is going to lead them. A people have the right to self-determination. That is why the restoration and protection of the United States of Biafra is going through the legal process as we speak. So we thank our Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister is not a terrorist. All of us are aware of that. Simon Ekpa is a sound politician in Finland. He has helped the political party in Finland to build Finland in his own little way. In the Finland Transportation Department, our Prime Minister, His Excellency, is a member in that board that make decisions to make Finland a better place. He is not a terrorist. But Finland thinks they can get the resources, the oil, the gas, whatever they want on the blood of innocent Biafrans. And we say no to that. That was how Finland colluded with Nigeria and decided to be the person that would judge the case for Nigeria. So Finland judged a criminal case on behalf of Nigeria. Highly illegal. A one-sided judgment that never addressed all the human rights abuses by the Nigerian state, all the killings of innocent Biafrans by the Nigerian state, all the forceful disappearances of innocent Biafrans confirmed by organizations like the Amnesty International, the European Human Rights Commissions. Finland never addressed that during the trial of our Prime Minister. All they did was to present a one-sided report from a pariah state, from a terrorist state, the evidence they got from a terrorist state that does not obey human rights, that does not obey the rule of law, that their evidence cannot be trusted in any law of court, any court of law, internationally and locally. That was what Finland relied on to judge this case and say our Prime Minister is a terrorist. And we, all Biafrans, are terrorist financiers. Why? Because we do not want them to continue to milk our oil resources, ship it abroad to their globalist friends, to their sponsors, while our people languish. That was all, nothing more. So Finland went on this shambolic trial where you said, oh, our Prime Minister was involved in a terrorist organization. Who declared we Biafrans as terrorists? Finland didn't produce that evidence. For an organization to be declared a terrorist organization, there must be proof. There must be research. There is a particular body that is termed to declare a group of people a terrorist body. Finland didn't do that. So who gave Finland the right, the audacity, the power to declare Simon Ekpa a terrorist, to declare Biafrans as terrorists? That was what Tinubu and Christopher Musa told you. And you think it can stand in any international court. No, we are going to appeal this. Not just in Finland, in different international bodies across the world. We are going to let Finland know you cannot continue to partner with a terrorist state like Nigeria and destroy Biafrans with your lies. You can't do that. We're not going to allow you to do that. You cannot judge a case that is just one-sided. It was easy for you to say, oh, the prime minister did this. He engaged with these people. Those people are called terrorists. Where have you presented thousands, all the report that the prime minister Simon Ekpa submitted to you, Finland, about the human rights abuses, the killings of innocent Biafrans? He submitted this to you, Finland. Did you ever address that during the case of Simon Ekpa? No, you did not. You decided to sweep it under the rug. You were more interested in protecting Nigeria in Finland than doing your job as a free nation to report all the killings that Simon Ekpa has reported to you. You never reported it to the European Union Human Rights Commission. You did not report it anywhere. We are looking for those reports that Simon gave you, that you submitted to the European Union. You know you didn't submit anything. But you have all that report. You could have prevented all these killings of innocent Biafrans by making a formal report to the European Union Human Rights Commission and bringing Nigeria to question. No, you didn't do that. You were in your comfortable enclave, your comfortable house, your comfortable court in Finland, saying Simon Ekpa encouraged people to be independent. He influenced people. He's doing that. You were in your comfortable court, saying Simon Ekpa is engaging in terrorist people. Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence? If you said that he did this, you just went to Twitter and put all the information, the one that will please you. So what happened to all those information still on Twitter? Ekpa has shown all the killings of innocent Biafrans. He has shown it to the world. Finland, you didn't do that. You just went to his Twitter space or his Twitter page and you just pulled the few informations, manipulated the story, pulled the information that fits your narrative and the narrative of the Nigerian terrorist state. Why didn't you pull all those informations where our people are being murdered by the Nigerian state, where our people are being kidnapped by the Nigerian state, where our homes are being burnt, where the Nigeria is invading our land, killing our people, taking them away, extorting money at different checkpoints in Biafra land, and if people refuse to give them money, they kill them. Why didn't you, Finland? Why didn't you pull the same information? It was on his Twitter page too. No, you couldn't do that because of your criminality. You just went in and pulled, oh, Simon Ekpa said this, Simon Ekpa said that, Simon Ekpa did this, Simon Ekpa did that, to please your narrative with Nigeria, right? And you think you've won, right? To label an innocent man a terrorist. And you left the Nigerian state that has a policy to reintegrate and rehabilitate non-terrorists. It is a policy. It's not just a mere statement. This is a policy of Tinubu and Christopher Musa. You did not address that. But you label an innocent man a terrorist financier or engaging in terrorist activities. And you think you're going to sleep peacefully? No, you will not. Until you correct this injustice. And you need to correct that immediately. Immediately. You will correct that. We will make you correct it. It's a promise. You know who the terrorists are. You know the country that has been declared the most dangerous place in the world for Christians to live. It is Nigeria. Don't you read? Your lawyers in the court, don't they have this information? Your judges, I believe they do. But your motive is more. It's not just about the right. It's about the economic gain you need from Tinubu and Christopher Musa, right? The world knows that. We all know that. You didn't address any of that. You didn't address all the human rights abuses. You didn't address all the killings. You didn't address thousands of innocent Biafrans locked up across different cells in Nigeria, in the DSS dungeon, in their police stations, in their military barracks. You did not address that. All those evidences, your judges, your lawyers that tried Simon Ekpa, none of you didn't address that. You just did a one-sided case. And you say you sentenced your sons and your fathers to 6 years, 2 years plus jail. And you want decent people to believe that nonsense. You want decent people to believe this shambolic trial. Nobody, everybody, the world knows that Simon Ekpa is not a terrorist. You, Finland, is the one encouraging terrorism by supporting Nigeria state that reintegrates non-terrorists into the country. Give them AK-47, hire them into the military and the police to sack indigenous communities in Nigeria, to sack indigenous communities in Biafra land. to kill indigenous Nigerians and to kill indigenous Biafrans. That is what you, Finland, has done. That is what you have done. You colluded with the terrorist state. You will continue to go down. It's a promise. You will not recover from this. You still have time to make amends quickly. So we remember our Prime Minister, like we said, we're going to appeal, and we will continue to use everything within our power, allowed by both international and local laws, to make sure that nobody hurts any Biafran and get away with it. We will use our power to protect our land. Currently, Nigeria is occupying a foreign land. We have declared our independence on November 29th, 2024. As we speak right now, the terrorist state of Nigeria, supported by Finland, is currently occupying Biafra land. So Finland, you need to tell them to leave. We have a distinct map of the United States of Biafra land. They must leave our land. Finland, you must tell Nigeria to leave Biafra territory now. If you truly want that peace, which you're talking about, or the legal way to get it, which you think PM was not doing, which you think Finland did. When you fought for your own independence from Russia, you did it the legal way, right? Legal. Because you want to gain economic gain from Nigeria. That legal way you did is no longer legal way for Biafrans, right? We know all that game, and I'm telling you, you're not going to get away with it. So we remember our Prime Minister. Do not be moved for that which is sick we got. We will appeal. I want to use this opportunity to thank all the cabinet members of the United States of Biafra for what you do privately and publicly to make our nation one of the best in Africa, and by extension, one of the best in the world. I thank you all. I thank the United States of Biafra Defense for what you do every single day to ensure that you protect our land and you protect our people. We must protect our land and our people from the reintegrated terrorists hired by the Nigerian state. That their major aim is to protect the Fulani terrorists. And when I saw Finland is also engaged in protecting Fulanis, most of us, we laughed. Finland, you lost it. You lost it. The Fulani terrorists that invade every indigenous state of Nigeria, take over people's farms, destroy their economic means, burn our homes, butcher people. Why do you think Nigeria has been proclaimed the most dangerous country in the world for Christians to live? It is because of the Fulanis and the terrorists they breed. Finland, you don't know this, right? You are fighting for Fulani terrorists. We will see how this game is going to end. I want to also thank the 40 state governors in Biafra land and your commissioners for what you do every day to ensure that we protect our land from these marauders, from these terrorists parading with Nigerian military and police uniform in our land. And again, all of you, those people that has been in the process of trying to fight Biafra, to stop Biafra. We know your fathers did it. Your grandfathers did it. Some of your children are doing it, but we know by the minute you are reducing. We know some of you. We know what you do every day. We know how you write petitions. We know how you collude. We know how you pretend to be fighting for Biafra. We know how you pretend to be Biafrans. We know the petitions you send, how you send them. You've been doing this for the past 15 years. We are tracking every single thing you write, and we know the table where it's going. I'm telling you, this time around, you are not going to be successful. That which your grandfather did and passed on to your father, and now they pass it on to you. And you are, some of you are on this place where we are doing fundraising, and you have continued to do that. The same pattern. You think you write petition against Nnamdi Kanu. You have a template they gave you. Keep saying Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. Keep saying this. Then you pass it on to Finland. Keep saying Simon. You keep reporting. We know where they're reporting. Now you come to America. We have seen some of them. We've seen some of them. It is a pattern. And I told you, not in this last case. So you need to go and learn something else. Because that same tactics you've used for Nnamdi Kanu, you've used for Simon Ekpa, you're trying to use for Dr. ORABUEZE has been exposed. And I'm telling you, this battle, you're not going to win it. It's a promise. So I thank all the state governors. Continue to protect your land. Continue to ensure that the terrorists that are brought in by the Nigerian state, they leave our land. I also want to use this opportunity to thank all the heads of the missions, different departments, for what they do. I want to thank our private lobbyists and our attorneys that are doing marvelous job by the second, by the day, to protect our land. I'm thanking our supporters and our allies privately that help us, continue to help us in the area of guidance in building our nation. Thank you all so much. Dear friends, as you are fully aware, we got a survival whistle. Over 5 million copies of that survival whistle have landed in Biafra land, and some have been distributed. And those states that already got their own distribution, we know that you will continue to do the needful. The trainings are still going to be ongoing. I think with the survival whistle department, they're going to briefly talk to us because they're right here on more guidance on how the 40 state governors and all the state.
Ndị be anyị ngwadalụ nne ka unu si wee na-esore na n'ilu akwụkwọ na Igbo Media ebe si wee na-wetara onye bụ ozi. Gịnị ka ikwu gbasara maka ihe ndị a niile anyị wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa? Kapara ketụsa ya bụ ozi ka ọ rute ụmụnne anyị ndị ọzọ n'ebe dị iche iche ntị, maka ọ sị ọ nụrụ sị ma gịnị ya kara nwanne ya. Ngwanụ ka emesịa na ụmụnne m.